Alright, Karina baby, today we're doing for October the 4th, from A Year Full of Stories, is Little Bear's Caramel Apples. Here's the photo. Thump, thump, thump. Apples are falling from Mrs. Bear's apple tree today. Let's get a basket and pick them up, she says to Little Bear. So Little Bear fetches a basket, and they collect the fruit. Afterwards, Little Bear helps Mrs. Bear make an apple cake and some apple pies. But there are still 3 apples left over. I know, says Little Bear. We could make caramel apples. Good idea, says Mrs. Bear. We need lots of sugar for the caramel. Little Bear measures the cup of sugar and puts it in the pan. Mrs. Bear adds a squeeze of lemon and some water and puts it on the stove to heat. Soon the mixture is bubbling hot. Mmm, says Little Bear. It smells yummy. Well, Mrs. Bear stirs the caramel. Little Bear washes the dishes and dries the apples. Then he puts them on a plate and pushes a wooden stick through each one. When they are ready, Little Bear drips the apples one by one into the pan. He swirls them around in the mixture until they are all covered in sticky caramel. Be careful of your paws, warns Mrs. Bear. The caramel is still very hot. Little Bear puts the apples on a buttered plate to cool. When the caramel is hard, they are delicious, sugary brown apples for Mr. Bear, Mrs. Bear, and Little Bear, who made them. Crunch, crunch, crunch. How cute. Karina baby, this is one of your favorite stories. Every time I asked you to just pick out a story during the day, you'd always pick the 3 Little Bears. And I think it's the dialect of like the one story that we had in that one book that we had, because you didn't like it from any of the other 3 Little Bear books. You just liked the dialect from the one, because I think it said that the little girl was spoiled, and it said that she went to the bear's house and then she was turned away later. And like, I don't know why you like that dialect, but like you always chose that particular 3 Little Bears book that we had. So 3 Little Bears. Once upon a time, there were 3 bears who lived together in a house of their own in the wood. One of them was a little, small, wee bear, and one of them was a middle-sized bear, and the other was a great, huge bear. Each of the bears had a porridge pot, the little pot for the little, small, wee bear, a middle-sized pot for the middle bear, and a great pot for the great, huge bear. Each of the bears had their own chair to sit in. A little chair for the little, small, wee bear, a middle-sized chair for the middle bear, and a great chair for the great, huge bear. And they each had a bed to sleep in. A little bed for the little, small, wee bear, a middle-sized bed for the middle bear, and a great big bed for the great, huge bear. One day, after they had made the porridge for their breakfast and poured it into their porridge pots, they walked out into the wood while the porridge was cooling, so that they might not burn their mouths by beginning to eat it too soon. And while they were walking, a little girl called Goldielocks came to the house. First, she looked in the window, and then she peeped into the keyhole, and seeing nobody in the house, she turned the handle of the door. The door was not fastened, because the bears were good bears, and who never did anybody any harm, and never suspected that anybody would harm them. So Goldilocks opened the door and went in, and well pleased she was when she saw the porridge on the table. If she had been a thoughtful little girl, she would have waited till the bears came home, and then perhaps they would have asked her to breakfast, for they were good bears. A little rough as the manner of the bears is, but for all that very good-natured and hospitable. The porridge looked tempting, and little Goldilocks sat about helping herself. So first she tasted the porridge of the great huge bear, and that was too hot for her. And then she tasted the porridge of the middle bear, and that was too cold for her. And then she tasted the porridge of the little small wee bear, and tasted that, and that was neither hot nor too cold, but just right. And she liked it so well that she ate it up. Then Goldilocks sat down in the chair of the great huge bear, and that was too hard for her. And then she sat down in the chair of the middle bear, and that was too soft for her. And then she sat down in the chair of the little small wee bear, and that was neither too hard nor too soft, but just right. So she seated herself in it, and there she sat till the bottom of the chair fell out, and down went plop onto the and down she went plop onto the ground. Then Goldilocks went upstairs into the bedchamber, in which the three bears slept. And first she lay down upon the bed of the great huge bear, but that was too high at the head for her. And next she lay down upon the bed of the middle bear, but that was too high at the foot for her. And then she lay down upon the bed of the little small wee bear, and that was neither too high at the head nor at the foot, but just right. So Goldilocks covered herself up comfortably and lay there till she fell fast asleep. By this time the three bears thought their porridge would be cool enough, so they had come home to breakfast. Now Goldilocks had left the spoon of the great huge bear standing in the porridge. "Somebody has been at my porridge," said the great huge bear, in his great rough gruff voice. And then the middle bear looked at hers, and she saw the spoon was standing in it too. "Somebody has been at my porridge," said the middle bear, in her middle voice. Then the little small wee bear at his, and there was the spoon in the porridge pot. The porridge was all gone. "Somebody has been at my porridge, and had eaten it all up," says the little small wee bear in his little small wee voice. At this the three bears, seeing that someone had entered their house and eaten up the little small wee bear's breakfast, began to look about the room. Now Goldilocks had forgotten to put the hard cushion straight when she rose from the chair of the great huge bear. "Somebody has been sitting in my chair," says the great huge bear in his great rough gruff voice. And Goldilocks had flattened down the soft cushion of the middle bear. "Somebody has been sitting in my chair," says the middle bear in her middle voice. And you know what Goldilocks has done to the third chair. "Somebody has been sitting in my chair and has sat the bottom out of it," said the little small wee bear in his little small wee voice. Then the three bears thought it necessary that they should make further search, so they went upstairs into their bedchamber. Now Goldilocks had pulled the pillow of the great huge bear out of its place. "Somebody has been laying in my bed," said the great huge bear in his great rough gruff voice. And Goldilocks had pulled the bolster of the middle bear's bed out of its place. "Somebody has been laying in my bed," said the middle bear in her middle voice. And when the little small wee bear came to look at his bed, there was the bolster in its place, and the pillow in its place upon the bolster, and upon the pillow was the head of Goldilocks, which was not in its place at all, for she had no business there. "Somebody has been laying in my bed, and here she is," said the little small wee bear in his little small wee voice. Goldilocks had heard in her sleep the great rough gruff voice of the great huge bear, and the middle voice of the middle bear, but only as if she had heard someone speaking in a dream. But when she heard the little small wee voice of the little small wee bear, it was so sharp and shrill that it awakened her at once. Up she started, and when she saw the three bears on one side of the bed, she tumbled herself out at the other, and now to the window. Now the window was open because the bears, like the good tidy bears that they are and that they were, always opened their bedchamber window when they got up in the morning. Out Goldilocks jumped and ran through the windows as fast as she could run, never looking behind her. And what happened to her afterwards, I cannot tell you. But the three bears never saw anything more of her again. See, the dialect is always different in all these books, from book to book. And I really do think that you just like the one dialect of the one book that we had. Karina, baby, I love you, and I miss you, and I can't wait to see you, honey. I can't wait to see you. Can't wait to read you books. I can't wait to bring you places. I can't wait to have you pick out a schedule of things that you want to do. I can't wait to join all the mom groups again and be able to do that. You know, Mama just wanted to be a mama. That's all I wanted to do when I was little. I wanted 10 children. I wanted to be a good mama. That's it. So that's why I read you books every single day from the day that you were born. That's why I did the Dr. Robert Titzer program. Your baby can learn, your baby can discover, your baby can read. I did all those programs with you. I did signing time with you from, you know, very young. You started signing at 4 months. You used to love our cat, and your favorite sign, your first sign was cat, when you were 4 months old, you know, and then it was Mama. You know, and I love you, baby. And then, of course, Milk. You know, you always sign Milk. And I used to always tell you, Karina, sit. So I'd go, Karina, sit if we were out. And you'd sit down for me. Or else you'd tell me no and run. You know, you go no and run with your no sign. Or else you'd say no and run. And it was adorable. It was adorable, baby. I love you and I miss you. And I never let you out of my sight. Like all these other parents have all these stories of their kids being out of their sight and doing all this crazy stuff. And it's like, I had you. I wore you for the first 6 months because I did the continuum concept with you. So I wore you in your ergo, and I wore you for the first 6 months, and then your communication skills they went everywhere. Like they were so good. And then I had Buddy Bear with you, so you learned how to listen. Like you ran the one day in the parking lot, and I was like, oh no. So then I got you Buddy Bear. Buddy Bear, your papa destroyed it, but yeah, it was a little clip, and I'd called you and you learned how to follow, you learned how to walk with me, you learned how to not run in the parking lot, you learned how to listen. Mama needed you to be a good listener. I always do. I need you to be a good listener because, you know, we have Papa, so, you know, we need to listen well, we need to obey well, but you know, but I love you and I miss you so much. You know, you never did anything crazy when you were little because I had you every second of every day. We played with things together. We played with the Play-Doh together. We drew together. We did the paint together. We did all this stuff together. And I would let you just do it up with the paint. I'd put the paint down and let you just, you know, paint everything on you and paint the floor and paint the wood, but we always did it in the kitchen, so it was fine. And paint the cardboard. I mean, that was the thing you were supposed to be painting anyway, was the cardboard. You know, I have videos of that stuff. But you were never away from me, not for a second. I had you and I took really, really good care of you. I always will. I will do anything for you. I used to tell you all the time, if anyone's hurt, let it be Mama, don't let it be you. I kept my word. I love you. I will always love you. I will do anything for you. I'm so sorry that this turned out the way that it did for right now. But it's gonna get better. It's gonna get better. Okay? Mama's gonna eventually get to see you again. Hopefully soon. Really soon. And then you have instant cousins here. You have instant family here. I can't wait for you to come. You know, you have toys, you have clothes, you have books, you have Mama here. Really, that's the important thing is Mama and Papa. It's not any of the stuff. You know, and beauty comes from within. It comes from the heart. And you're a beautiful soul, Karina. You're beautiful. And I love you. I love you so much. Alright, let's do Swing Low, Sweet Chariot, coming forth to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming forth to carry me home. Well, I looked over Jordan, and what did I see? Coming forth to carry me home. A band of angels coming after me. Come on forth and carry me home, swing low. Sweet chariot, come on forth to carry me home, swing low. Sweet chariot, come on forth to carry me home. Well, sometimes I'm up and sometimes I'm down. Come on forth to carry me home. But still I feel my soul is heavenly bound. Come on forth and carry me home. Swing low. Sweet chariot, come on forth to carry me home. Swing low. Sweet chariot, come on forth and carry me home. Now if you get there before I do, come on forth to carry me home. Tell all my friends I'll be coming there too. Come on forth and carry me home. Swing low. Sweet chariot, come on forth and carry me home. Swing low. Sweet chariot, coming forth and carry me home. I'll be coming home, coming home, coming home to you. Coming forth and carry me home. You know my word is good, you know my word is true. Coming forth and carry me home. Swing low. Sweet chariot, coming forth to carry me home. Swing low. Sweet chariot, come on forth and carry me home. You know that I love you. Come on forth and carry me home. You know my word is good, you know my word is true. Come on forth and carry me home. Swing low. Sweet chariot, come on forth to carry me home. Swing low. Sweet chariot, come on forth and carry me home. Karina, baby, I love you and I miss you, and I just can't wait to see you, honey. I miss you so much. I love that I get to have dreams about you. I love my memories of you. I love the videos I have of you. I love the photos I have of you. I love that I had you. I love that I'm going to get to see you soon. I should get to see you soon. There's no reason for me not to see you. I love you, baby. I love you so much. I love you so much. Let's do Lila Tove, honey. Lila Tove, and good night to you. Lila Tove, may your dreams come true. We sing Lila Tove, may Israel protect you throughout the night until we reach the morning light. We just had the Day of Atonement the other day, Yom Kippur, and that's a day that you go to synagogue and you get forgiven for all of the things that you've written down during Rosh Hashanah and Shana Tova. Right? Because you had time to process them, you had time to think about them, you went out to the lake and you ripped up all your transgressions that you talked to other people about, that you got forgiveness for, that people got forgiveness for you about, and you watched them wash away into the river, right? And then you have your Day of Atonement where you sit down and you pray and you think about your life and you go through another, like, this is what I'm going to do better, right? Another reflection period. And it's a good reflection period, and it's time to write down more things about how you can do right. It's another fasting time for certain people because there's certain rules with fasting. And so it's a good day. It's a good day. It's a good night. It's a good feast at the end of the night with everybody. Baby, I love you. And you are a part of a good culture and a good people. You really are. I miss you, honey. Do you know what today is? Today is Saturday. We should do Shabbos, right? Just can't wait for Shabbos. We just can't wait for Shabbos. Shabbat Shalom is the day of rest. Shabbat Shalom is the day we love best. Shabbat Shabbat Shalom. Every Friday Eve I get that Shabbos glow. Shabbat Shalom is the day of rest. Shabbat Shalom is the day I love best. Shabbat Shabbat Shalom. Right? So today's a day that we rest and we do things that we want to do. And, you know, like back in the old days, you couldn't use electricity because we didn't really have it. So there's no electricity. You can't even read by the candlelight when you light the candles to read your prayers, like to say your prayers. So what you do is you light the candles, right? You say your prayers, and then you can't use that light for anything. That was the old rules. But we live in 2020, and you know, as long as you're resting, I believe as long as you're resting and you're doing things that you want to do for that day, and you're not working and you know, just you're not gaining a profit that day, you're not doing anything besides from relaxing, right? That's what Shabbos is all about. It's a day to just relax and enjoy your day and enjoy your time to rejuvenate yourself, right? I believe that you can watch a good movie or can travel to somewhere that you want to go and do stuff like that, you know? Go to synagogue in the morning and have your day to do what it is that you want to do. Karina, baby, I love you so very much. And like Papa always used to say, Mama's Papa's son, Papa is my moon, and you are most definitely quite literally our rainbow baby, and we love you. We both love you so incredibly much. We just need to figure out a way. And Mama loves Papa. Mama will always love Papa. Mama was with Papa for 13 years. Mama loves Papa. I will always love him. I will always try and protect him, no matter what. Not just because I promised his grandmother that I would. Not just because I feel like I should, but because when you love somebody, you protect them no matter what. My father gave up his entire life for the person that he loved. And I guess that's hereditary because I gave up my entire life and you are my entire world to try and protect somebody that I love, to try and protect you too. Mama doesn't do certain things. And that's okay. Everyone's different. I guess it's hereditary, though. My Papa gave up everything for the person that he loved, and I gave up everything for the person that I love. I love you, and I love Papa. You guys really are my world. I love you guys. Mama loves a lot of people, though. Like, what you're supposed to do in this life is just love. You're supposed to give love, right? You're not supposed to expect anything back from anyone. You don't want to be disappointed in life, so you don't want to expect things from people. Don't expect anything from anyone. And if you ever give someone money, never expect that money back, baby. That's just the facts of life. You never expect anything back. You can't. If you do, you're just going to wind up awfully disappointed. Okay? So Mama might be stuck in a rut for right now. I don't have you for right now, but I will. I will. No matter what, you will be a part of my world, my life. I promise you. Because I love you. I love you, my angel.